The Thanksgiving turkey tussle, a true lie and consequence saga. Picture this, Thanksgiving dinner, grandma's finest china, and a simmering feud over a cranberry sauce recipe? Sounds ridiculous, right? But this wasn't about cranberries. This was about a lie, carefully woven years ago, finally unraveling. My Aunt Carol, bless her heart, had been claiming ownership of this recipe for decades. Turns out it was a word-for-word copy from a vintage cookbook. Hilarious? Kind of. Destructive? Absolutely. See, Aunt Carol's lie, though seemingly small, had become a family legend. It shaped Thanksgiving dynamics. Cousins took sides. Arguments erupted over who got the authentic cranberry sauce. Years of resentment, all because of a harmless little fib. So buckle up, buttercups, as we delve into the messy, complicated, and often hilarious world of lies and their impact on our lives. When lies fracture families. But Mom, you said Santa was real. Ah, family, the people who drive us crazy but we love anyway. But what happens when lies enter the equation? Let's talk about the Santa Claus syndrome. We tell these little white lies to protect innocence, right? But the truth has a way of sneaking out. Remember that gut punch when you realized Santa wasn't real? That's the thing about lies, even well-intentioned ones. They erode trust. Now, I'm not saying we should go around shattering childhood fantasies. It's about finding a balance. It's about creating an environment where kids feel safe asking tough questions and getting honest answers. Because the bigger lies, the ones about affairs, hidden debts, or family secrets, those can leave scars that run deep. Imagine discovering a long-lost sibling, hidden from you because of a parent's past mistake, or finding out your family history is built on a foundation of lies and deceit. The erosion of friendship lies that chip away at trust. Friendships, those beautiful bonds built on shared experiences, laughter, and unwavering support, are essential to our well-being. But they're also incredibly fragile, vulnerable to the corrosive effects of lies. Remember that friend who constantly bailed on plans, always with a creative excuse? Or the one who swore they'd keep your secret, only to blab it to the entire group chat? These seemingly small betrayals chip away at the foundation of trust. Lies, even seemingly insignificant ones, create distance and suspicion. They make us doubt our own judgment, wondering if we're being too sensitive or if we're just plain gullible. The worst part? Often we don't address these lies directly. We sweep them under the rug, afraid of confrontation or worried about jeopardizing the friendship. But here's the truth. Unaddressed lies fester. Navigating the minefield. Lies in interpersonal relationships. Let's be honest, navigating the world of dating and relationships can feel like tiptoeing through a minefield. One wrong step and boom, trust is shattered. And lies? They're the landmines in this scenario. Think about it. Those little white lies we tell at the beginning to impress someone. Oh, you like Renaissance art? Me too. While secretly Googling who painted the Mona Lisa. These seemingly harmless fibs can snowball into bigger deceptions, creating a shaky foundation for the relationship. Then there are the more serious lies, hiding debt, infidelity, or pretending to be someone we're not. These lies can inflict deep wounds, leaving us feeling betrayed, insecure, and questioning our own judgment. The aftermath? A tangled mess of emotions, anger, sadness, confusion, and a whole lot of self-doubt. So we've explored the dark side, the fallout from those pesky lies. Now let's talk about the antidote truth. I know, sometimes the truth is messy, uncomfortable, and downright scary. But it's also incredibly powerful. Choosing honesty, both with ourselves and others, is an act of courage. It's about showing up authentically, flaws and all, and saying, this is me, this is my truth. Now, being truthful doesn't mean being brutally honest, devoid of empathy or tact. It's about finding the balance between honesty and kindness, delivering the truth in a way that's respectful and considerate. When we choose honesty, we create a foundation of trust and respect in our relationships. We allow ourselves to be seen, heard, and loved for who we truly are, not who we pretend to be. And guess what? It's contagious. When we model authenticity, it gives others permission to do the same. It creates a ripple effect, fostering a culture of honesty and openness in our families, friendships, and communities. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. Being truthful, especially when it involves admitting mistakes or confronting uncomfortable situations, can be downright terrifying. Okay, so we've established that honesty is crucial. But what happens when we've messed up? When our actions or our lies have hurt someone we care about? That's where accountability comes in. Owning our mistakes, acknowledging the pain we've caused is essential for rebuilding trust and moving forward. It's about saying, I messed up, I lied, and I'm truly sorry for the hurt I've caused. And here's the thing, a genuine apology is about more than just saying the words. It's about taking responsibility for our actions and demonstrating a willingness to make amends. It's about listening to the person we've hurt, validating their feelings, and allowing them the space to process their emotions without getting defensive. Now, accountability doesn't erase the mistake. It doesn't magically heal the pain overnight, but it does create a path toward forgiveness and reconciliation. It shows the other person that we're willing to own our shortcomings, learn from our mistakes, and do better next time. Forgiveness, the bridge back to trust. Forgiveness. It's a word that gets tossed around a lot, but what does it really mean? And how do we even begin to forgive someone who's hurt us, especially when the wound was inflicted by a lie? First things first, forgiveness is a process, not a destination. It's a conscious choice we make to release resentment and anger, choosing to move forward without being shackled to the pain of the past. Now, forgiveness doesn't mean condoning the behavior or pretending the hurt never happened. It's about acknowledging the pain, honoring our own emotions, and then making a deliberate decision to let go of the anger and resentment that's keeping us stuck. It's about recognizing that holding on to anger hurts us more than it hurts the other person. It's important to remember that forgiveness is not a one-time event. It's a journey, often filled with twists, turns, and setbacks. There might be days when forgiveness feels impossible, when the anger and hurt resurface with a vengeance, and that's okay. Healing takes time. It's about being gentle with ourselves, allowing ourselves the space to grieve the loss of trust and to process the emotions that come with betrayal. Rebuilding shattered trust. A fragile and gradual process. Trust, once broken, is like a delicate piece of china. It can be repaired, but it requires patience, care, and a whole lot of glue. Rebuilding trust after it's been shattered by lies is a gradual process, one that requires commitment, vulnerability, and consistent action from both parties involved. It's about acknowledging the elephant in the room, addressing the breach of trust openly and honestly. It's about the person who lied taking full responsibility for their actions, expressing genuine remorse, and demonstrating a willingness to change their behavior. But it's also about the person who was lied to being open to forgiveness, to gradually letting go of the hurt and allowing the possibility of trust to be rebuilt. Now, rebuilding trust takes time. It's not a quick fix, and there's no magic formula. It's about small, consistent actions over time that prove trustworthiness. It's about showing up consistently, keeping promises, and being transparent in our words and actions. Choosing honesty, a lifelong practice. So we've talked about the impact of lies, the importance of truth, forgiveness, and rebuilding trust. But how do we make honesty a consistent practice in our lives? How do we create a life where truth is our default setting, not just something we strive for occasionally? It starts with self-awareness. It's about paying attention to our own patterns, understanding why we might be tempted to lie, and addressing those underlying reasons. Are we afraid of judgment? Are we trying to protect someone's feelings? Or maybe we're simply trying to avoid an uncomfortable situation. Once we understand the why behind our dishonesty, we can start to make different choices. It's about creating a personal code of ethics, a set of values that guide our decisions and interactions with others. It's about asking ourselves, what kind of person do I want to be? And how can I show up in the world with integrity and authenticity? Choosing honesty is a daily practice. The ripple effect of truth, creating a more authentic world. Imagine a world where honesty is the norm, where authenticity is celebrated, and where vulnerability is seen as a strength, not a weakness. It might sound like a utopian dream, but I truly believe that by choosing truth in our own lives, we create a ripple effect that extends far beyond our immediate circles. When we choose honesty, we inspire others to do the same. We create a culture where it's safe to be vulnerable, to admit mistakes, and to show up authentically. We create a world where trust is the foundation of our relationships, where communication is open and honest, and where we can connect with each other on a deeper, more meaningful level. Now, I'm not naive enough to think that we can eradicate lies completely. There will always be people who choose deceit, manipulation, and dishonesty for their own gain. But But I do believe that by choosing truth in our own lives, we can create a counterculture, a movement of authenticity that shines a light on the power of honesty and inspires others to embrace it. It starts with each of us, in our own homes, workplaces, and communities.